Imagine a fighter jet that doesn't just win dogfights, but deletes its enemies before they even know a war has started. It is a ghost on the radar, a titan in the air, and a machine so advanced that the United States government legally banned its export to any other country on Earth, not even to its closest allies. This is the F-22 Raptor. While the world talks about newer jets like the F-35 or the Su-57, the Raptor remains the undisputed apex predator of the skies. It was built to achieve total air dominance, turning the most sophisticated air defenses into expensive scrap metal. Today, we are going inside the classified world of the F-22 to see why, after 20 years, it is still the most feared silhouette in aviation history, and why no pilot in the world wants to see a Raptor on their tail. The origin of the F-22 Raptor is a story of Cold War paranoia pushed to the absolute limit of engineering. In the late 1980s, the Pentagon realized that Soviet Su-27s and MiG-29s were starting to close the gap with American F-15s. The response was the Advanced Tactical Fighter Program, a project that demanded a machine that could do three things simultaneously: fly at supersonic speeds without afterburners, remain invisible to radar, and outmaneuver anything with wings. Lockheed Martin delivered the YF-22, a jet so revolutionary that it didn't just meet the requirements, it redefined what a plane could be. But here is the real hook that makes the Raptor legendary: the Obey Amendment. In 1998, the U.S. Congress passed a law specifically forbidding the sale of the F-22 to any foreign government. Even Japan and Israel, who were willing to pay billions for the jet, were told no. The technology inside the Raptor, specifically its radar-absorbent coatings and its sensor fusion software, was considered a crown jewel of American national security. The U.S. was so terrified of China or Russia getting their hands on even a single bolt of a Raptor that they chose to keep the entire fleet for themselves. The stealth of the F-22 is not just a coat of paint, it is an integrated architectural feat. Every angle of the aircraft, from the sawtooth edges of the landing gear doors to the internal weapons bays, is designed to bounce radar waves away from the source. On a radar screen, a 60,000-pound Raptor appears as a metal marble or a small bird. This low observable profile allows the F-22 to fly directly into the heart of an enemy's integrated air defense system, mapping out targets and neutralizing threats while the enemy operators are still staring at empty screens. To power this invisible ghost, the Raptor uses two massive Pratt & Whitney F-119 engines. These are the only engines in the world that allow a jet to supercruise, meaning it can fly at Mach 1.5 for hours without using its afterburners. In any other jet, going supersonic drains the fuel in minutes and creates a massive thermal signature that missiles can lock onto. The Raptor, however, can cruise at high speeds quietly and efficiently, allowing it to strike from a distance and leave the area before the sound of its engines even reaches the ground. Inside the cockpit, the F-22 is a masterpiece of sensor fusion. The pilot doesn't have to look at 10 different screens to figure out what's happening. Instead, the plane's computers collect data from the radar, the electronic warfare suite, and external drones, merging it into a single, easy-to-read tactical map. The F-22 essentially acts as a quarterback in the sky, seeing the entire battlefield in high definition while the enemy is playing in total darkness. This digital advantage is the real reason the Raptor is the king of the fifth generation. If you ever manage to get close enough to see an F-22 in a dogfight, you are already dead. The Raptor possesses a level of maneuverability that defies the laws of physics thanks to its thrust vectoring nozzles. Unlike traditional jets where the engine thrust only goes straight back, the F-22 can tilt its exhaust up or down by 20 degrees. This allows the plane to perform post-stall maneuvers, such as the Herbst maneuver or the Cobra, where it can literally flip its nose around in midair while moving forward, pointing its gun at a pursuing enemy in a split second. This extreme agility is paired with the M61A2 Vulcan 20mm cannon, hidden behind a stealth door that opens only when the pilot pulls the trigger. While modern air combat is mostly fought with missiles from miles away, the Raptor was built to be a master of the knife fight. Its flight control computers allow it to remain stable at extreme angles of attack where any other aircraft would fall out of the sky. It is a machine that rewards a pilot's aggression, allowing them to pull maneuvers that would rip the wings off a fourth-generation fighter. But the Raptor's primary claws are hidden inside its 3 internal weapons bays. Carrying missiles inside the fuselage is essential for maintaining stealth, as external pylons create a massive radar signature. The F-22 can carry 6 AIM-120 AMRAAM missiles for long-range kills and 2 AIM-9 Sidewinders for close-range combat. The doors of these bays open and close in less than a second, allowing the Raptor to blink its weapons out, destroy a target, and return to its invisible state before the enemy's radar can confirm a lock. The radar system itself, the N/APG-77, is a piece of electronic warfare mastery. It is an active electronically scanned array, AESA, that can change its frequency hundreds of times per second. This low probability of intercept capability means the Raptor can scan the enemy without the enemy's radar warning receivers ever detecting that they are being painted. It is like being in a dark room with a flashlight that only you can see. The F-22 knows exactly where you are, but you don't even know you're being watched. The combination of supercruise, stealth, and thrust vectoring creates a tactical bubble that the F-22 owns completely. It can choose when to start a fight and when to end it. If the situation becomes too dangerous, the Raptor simply accelerates away at supersonic speeds, leaving the enemy's slower missiles and jets behind. It is the ultimate hit-and-run machine, a predator that dictates the terms of engagement with a level of arrogance that only absolute technological superiority can provide. For years, the F-22's combat record was a subject of intense speculation. Because it was so advanced, it wasn't used in low-intensity conflicts like the early stages of Iraq or Afghanistan. The Air Force didn't want to risk a Raptor being shot down by a lucky shoulder-fired missile, as the loss of its classified technology would be a catastrophe. However, in 2014, the Raptor finally saw its first combat mission over Syria. It wasn't just dropping bombs, it was acting as a stealth escort, protecting American bombers from Syrian and Russian air defenses without them ever knowing the Raptor was there. The Raptor scare is a real phenomenon among enemy pilots. In 2013, an Iranian F-4 Phantom tried to intercept an American MQ-1 drone. Suddenly, an F-22 pilot, who had been shadowing the Iranian jet invisibly for several minutes, pulled up alongside the Phantom, checked its weapon load, and radioed the Iranian pilot, telling him to go home. The Iranian pilot was so shocked by the sudden appearance of a stealth fighter he hadn't seen on radar that he immediately broke off and retreated. This is the hype of the F-22, it wins the war before a single shot is fired. In large-scale military exercises like Red Flag, the F-22's dominance is almost embarrassing. In its early years, the Raptor achieved kill ratios of 108-0 against F-15s, F-16s, and F-18s. The Blue Air pilots reported that they were being shot down by an enemy they never saw on their screens and never heard on their radios. The F-22 changed the training doctrine of the U.S. Air Force, forcing them to come up with new, desperate tactics just to have a chance against a stealth-dominated sky. The Raptor also played a high-profile role in 2023, when it was used to take down the Chinese high-altitude surveillance balloon over the Atlantic. Using an AIM-9X missile at an altitude of nearly 60,000 feet, the F-22 demonstrated its ability to operate at the very edge of the atmosphere. While some mocked the use of a stealth fighter against a balloon, it was a clear message to the world: the Raptor is the ultimate guardian of sovereign airspace, capable of intercepting any threat, no matter how high or how small. Despite its success, the F-22 fleet is small, only 183 production aircraft were ever built. The high cost and the shift toward the multi-role F-35 led to the Raptor's production line being shut down prematurely. This has only added to the jet's mystique. It is a limited edition war machine, a rare and precious asset that is only brought out when the stakes are at their highest. Every flight hour is a carefully managed strategic resource, ensuring that the king of the sky is always ready for the one fight that truly matters. The final analysis of the F-22 Raptor is the story of a machine that was too far ahead of its time. It proved that stealth and maneuverability are not mutually exclusive, but together they create an unbeatable formula for air dominance. The Raptor established the blueprint for what a fifth-generation fighter should be: a platform that is invisible, intelligent, and incredibly lethal. It has outpaced its rivals for 2 decades and remains the benchmark by which the Russian Su-57 and Chinese J-20 are measured. The legacy of the Raptor can be seen in the F-35 Lightning II, which uses much of the F-22's stealth and sensor technology. However, while the F-35 is a jack-of-all-trades, the Raptor remains the specialist. It is the purebred fighter, the one designed for the air-to-air duel. The F-22 taught the world that information superiority is the ultimate weapon, and that the ability to see the battlefield first is what determines who survives and who becomes a fireball in the sky. Looking toward the future, the U.S. Air Force is already developing the NGAD, Next Generation Air Dominance Fighter, to eventually replace the Raptor. But the F-22 isn't going quietly. It is being upgraded with new infrared search and track sensors and stealthy external fuel tanks to extend its reach in the Pacific. The Raptor is being prepared for a potential conflict where it will have to fight as part of a team of autonomous drones, acting as the high-tech brain for a swarm of robotic wingmen. The cultural legacy of the Raptor is one of absolute awe. It is the plane that every young pilot dreams of flying and every enemy pilot fears. It is a symbol of American technological overmatch, a machine that was built to ensure that no enemy could ever challenge the United States for control of the sky. For the pilots who wear the Raptor patch, it is a sacred trust. They are the keepers of the most lethal secret in aviation history, flying a machine that is closer to a spaceship than a traditional airplane. Standing next to an F-22 today, you feel its imposing, futuristic presence. Its skin is smooth and gray, feeling more like glass than metal. It radiates a sense of absolute competence and silent power. It doesn't look like a relic of the early 2000s, it looks like the future of war. From the forbidden fighter to the apex predator, the Raptor has remained the ultimate tool of aerial security. It is the machine that ensures the distance between a threat and its destruction is zero, turning digital stealth into a permanent law of the sky. The F-22 Raptor is more than a fighter jet, it is a 60,000-pound guarantee of air superiority. It proved that in the modern era, the most important armor is the ability to remain unseen while possessing the power to strike with absolute violence. It is a masterpiece of fire, stealth, and digital logic that redefined victory itself. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the apex predator. Is the F-22 still the best fighter in the world, or has the age of drone swarms finally ended the era of the manned interceptor? Let us know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe as we continue to explore the fire and steel of history. Peace out.